Hello and welcome to another segment of HOODS Logan Square. My name is Trinity Brown and I will be your host. From bike shops to bookstores, Logan Square has it all. Today we'll be taking a look at some of the local businesses and how they contribute to their community. So let's get into gear as we take a trip to the center of Logan Square.
My name is Kevin Womack. It's Kevinwomac. 11 years ago, when I opened, there were a lot of commuters, a lot of people living in Logan Square because it was fairly inexpensive. It was still a changing community. In 11 years' time, I've seen little kids who started riding with their parents. They're now riding their own bikes to high school, and I think that's pretty cool. This is kind of Logan Square's downtown, so I was here a lot. Logan Square attracts famous people. Musicians mostly. Andrew Bird is a Chicago musician. Andrew Bird coming in the bike shop here, I would get kind of a little tongue-tied at first. And then when I realized how easygoing he was, I was able to relax. I feel as the neighborhood has kind of come up, rents have gone up, and a lot of those people that chose to live here and chose to bike have had to move on. Ethnic or racial diversity has changed also. My local grocery store was a Mexican grocery store, and I learned the ins and outs of all the different kinds of beans and fresh tortillas and all that. And it's a little bit harder to find that stuff nowadays. That's what I miss about this neighborhood. So businesses, it's not hurting, but it's slowed down a little bit. A lot of those people are now in Rogers Park. I stay in touch with some customers because they're also friends. I was on a racing team for a couple of years. A buddy of mine sponsored a race series called Tour de Chicago, and he had amazing races, and they lasted an hour or two. That was really fun. I did that for maybe 4 or 5 years. What does the shop mean to me? It's my life. The shop also is my personal stand against the automobile. Automobiles, they break up community. So not only am I fixing bikes and selling bikes, but I'm enabling people to live car-free.
Here with us today, we have Kevin Womack to talk to us about the bike tips, and later he will be showing us how to properly change a bike tire. So, Kevin, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I moved to Chicago in 1998. I just finished college and spent a year in Mexico and was bouncing around. In college, I had a bike shop job, and that's what worked out in Chicago also. After about 6 years working in a shop, I opened my own in Logan Square.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what do you think makes your bike shop stand out from other bike shops in the area?
Traditionally, bike shops in Chicago were all about racing bikes or like the family hybrid for going out on Saturdays. And a lot of people that just need transportation bikes are intimidated walking into a fancy shop. So we've got, our average price is probably $800 for a bike, which is not that much. You could spend $4,000 these days. Yeah. So we've got, and we have $400 bikes. We try to support the daily commuter.
Yeah, that's wonderful. What do you think the role of your bike shop plays in creating a sense of community?
Well, next door is Lula Cafe. We're in a nice historic building. Lula has a good draw. I feel like we've kind of piggybacked on their community building. A lot of cyclists in Logan Square come to our shop. We do, in the wintertime, we have music on Thursday nights, free beer, all of that.
Yeah.
And as a lot of our customers have gotten older, they've had kids, myself included. So now we've got kids riding bikes. It's a nice it's a nice cycling community.
Place for everyone to come together.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. How do you feel about other forms of transportation since you own a bike shop?
Sure. I don't own a car. A lot of people find that surprising as a business owner. And I have 2 kids and a wife. From time to time we rent cars. They're great if you need to get to Indianapolis, or that's funny because there's an Amtrak line there. But there are a lot of places you can get to only by automobile. Even the bus won't get you there. Camping, things like that. Daily transportation, all the statistics say most trips are under 2 miles. There's no reason to own a car to do that, or at least to use a car daily.
Right. Thank you so much. Well, that's all the time we have for now. We will be back with Kevin in a bit to show us how to properly change a bike tire. So don't leave your computer screen, and we'll be right back.
All right. Yeah.
School spirit, and even snacks. The Columbia Bookstore, located at 624 South Michigan, is a quick, convenient stop for students of all majors. Need to buy, rent, or sell books back? The Columbia Bookstore has you covered. Stop in today and see all of the possibilities we have to offer. Columbia College, Chicago. Frequency TV.
Hello and welcome back to Hoods. Right now we have Kevin Womack with us here to show us how to change a bike tire. So, how does this work, Kevin?
Well, we thankfully have a repair stand here, but if you're out on the road, flipping your bike upside down, laying it on its side is an easier way to do it.
Okay.
I'm a victim of always using a repair stand, so I find it easier to do it that way.
Okay.
Step 1 is removing the wheel from the bike. It helps. Most bikes have brakes. You have to detach the brake first. Otherwise, the brake will catch the tire.
Okay.
I also have a generator, so I'll pop that free. This bike has a quick release on it, which means with some effort, I can pop it free and loosen it. Some wheels instead are bolted in place, nutted in place. You need extra tools to deal with that.
Right.
We did not flat this first, but let's pretend we got a flat tire.
Okay.
Ready?
Oh, okay. That scared the mess out of me.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so the tire's flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's undo the little valve. Shucks, we just got a flat. So we stopped the bike.
Yeah.
I brought a tire lever with me.
It's
Am I looking at
pink.
camera 1? Yes.
Yeah.
At the bike shop, we named them all.
Oh, how cute.
This backwards says lever. So.
Lever. Okay.
Sometimes they're named after pets or old girlfriends.
All right.
So the tire lever is used to remove the tire from the wheel. This is the wheel. Everything's silver.
Right.
The tire's the dead part.
Okay.
Inside the tire is a inner tube. So sticking the lever under and then you kind of zip it all around.
Okay.
Ta-da!
There you go.
Loosens it, and then inside is a tube.
Oh, cool. For all bike tires.
More or less. There are some
Okay.
exceptions now, but yeah, pretty much
Gotcha.
everything has a tube. This one does not have a flat, although I've already patched an old flat. But let's pretend the flat is right there.
Okay.
It's important to remove the cause of the flat. If I put a new tube in, the piece of glass or what have you will just flat the next tube. So what you do is you pump up the old tube a whole bunch till it's going pss, and you can find the hole.
Okay.
So then you match that hole back up. I left the tire in place.
Okay.
Right here is where
Gotcha.
the valve goes. So I'm going to kind of just line those up, and we match it back up to the tire, for, where it's hissing, and then I have an idea of where to look for the piece of glass.
Okay.
We remove it, and then we're good.
Okay.
Then you can patch your tube, or I also brought a new tube. You can start with a new tube.
Okay.
And patch your...
How much are those?
Tubes are $5, $6.
Okay, that's not bad.
Not a whole lot. A patch kit is $4.
Okay.
And it does 10 tubes.
Yeah.
I prefer to patch when I'm at home in the comfort of my living room, and I put a new tube in if I'm out on the road.
Gotcha.
Most bike shops don't patch because it's hard to guarantee that your patch is going to hold.
Okay.
So we make more money selling tubes.
Gotcha.
So now I'm going to insert it back in. Oh,
Okay.
If this was a dead flat tube, you want to add just enough air so it's round,
Okay.
and then stick it back in,
Uh-huh.
and then stuff it all the way around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Once it's in place, you then get the bead of the tire. It's the hard part. Like that. And then ready. This is the hard part. Everybody grabs a lever now
Okay.
and pops their new tube. You just got to use perseverance and hand strength. And like
Okay.
that, we're
Wow,
done.
thank
We got
you.
to fill it again, and we're good.
Now we will be taking a trip to the local bookstore to see how they contribute to the community.
I opened 2 years ago. It was the first independent bookstore to open in Chicago in 9 years, so it was kind of a big deal. I chose to have it here in Logan Square because I've lived here for 25 years and wanted to do something that would enhance the community and also create a community. We have a very large literary fiction section, large children's section, some nonfiction that is politics and culture, biography. We also can order books, so even though we don't have a huge selection, we can get books here within a couple days. So we have 3 to 4 author events every week. They range from, we have story times on Saturdays for very young children. We have very local authors, so last night we had a student anthology. College students who from all over the city wrote stories and they put it together in a book. So it's really pretty much everything. I've found that self-published authors are often older. I think college students might be in a good position if they're in writing programs. Their professors can help them get into publishing and get agents a little maybe more easily than someone who's 35 trying to write a book. So they go the self-publishing route. That's just kind of what I see walk in here. We kind of are smaller and cater to a neighborhood's needs and interests rather than corporations' interests in how we. And I think also another thing that indie bookstores are well known for is creating that sense of community and making it be kind of that third place like a Starbucks or something where you go to talk to other people about books and whatever.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. For more information, you can check out Boulevard Bikes at www.boulevardbikeshop.com. City Lit Books at www.citylitbooks.com.
Yeah. So now we'll be